All right, welcome back. Just kicking it through the first hour here of Money Monday edition of Liquid Lunch. I'm John Tobacco, and every Monday we talk about your money. Dow up 300 today, Bitcoin up 200, just bumping up against 12,000, over 12,000. I think it rockets right into the teens. Dow looking good, bumping up against 28,000. We talk about your portfolios, your money. Overstock down $5 today at 100. I think the stock goes to 150 over the next month and a half. So might be a buying opportunity. If you're interested, you should be interested to stay tuned right now because I'm joined by my regular Money Monday guest. Fernando Uribe joins me right now. He's with us every Monday. He's also the host of Real Talk via Eyes on NJ, faculty member at Bergen Community College. Fernando, thank you as usual for joining us. How's it going, brother?
It's going well, John. It's great to be back on, and there's a lot to talk about.
Certainly. The president was in your state yesterday. He was over in the Garden State at his club Bedminster in New Jersey, right near you. And he said, hey, these Democrats, they want to stall things. They want to use the working people of America as pawns. I'm going to take care of this stuff by executive order. And to me, the big one was $400 extension on unemployment. I don't love it, but it's a fair compromise. The states pay 25% of that. And the other one that I love is a payroll tax holiday, which I've been calling for months now.
Absolutely, John. And when you think about sort of the president, this is chess here for the Democrats, because on Friday night when he had his press conference and he decided to expand more about these 4 executive orders, I'll also add one as well. I'm with you on the ones that are really that you like, but the ones I think that apply to so many Americans is the sort of ongoing moratorium when it comes to student loan payments. And I know that for many people paying back their loans, that's a welcome sign of relief. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. But to your point about the compromise when it comes to the additional unemployment benefit, that's going to help greatly as well. But as you've mentioned on previous occasions here, we have to make sure that Congress can get to something even before Labor Day. And I'm glad the president beat the Democrats to the punch here. And as you know, obviously, what happened on the Sunday morning talk shows, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all talking about, oh, this is outrageous by the president. Really what it is that they're mad that the president beat him to it. The president looks like a hero here. These 4 executive orders, I think, are on the money. Now, of course, like anything else, Congress has to buckle up their pants and get to work. Normally, they're on break at this time of August. But you know what? God forbid they get to work and try to negotiate something for the American people.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And, what he really did here, when you talk about chess, President Trump plays like three-dimensional chess sometimes. Because now he's got the Democrats in a position here where they now need to do something because Trump's covered the unemployment and the payroll tax to the end of the year. So that's through his election. He term limited these things. And he said if he wins, he can renew them. If he wants to, he may. But now, the Democrats are in a weird position where if the Senate comes back with any bill that says, okay, well, let's just adopt these and go forward, we may actually have Democrats in the House voting against their own bill because they're not getting all the other stuff they want. So going into November, you could have the Democratic base, who's just sketchy right now as far as their support for Joe Biden, and watching the leadership vote against a bill that could, help them keep their unemployment benefits as a law, not an order.
Absolutely. And here's one more thing, John, that really I think should stand out for our audience is the fact that, the Democratic leadership, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the others are going to have to sort of look in the mirror because at the end of the day, this is going to be a PR battle. As we alluded to, the president beat him to the punch. And now the president looks like a hero, irrespective of whatever people may want to think about him. But now the Democrats are sitting there, saying, well, what are we going to do? And if we oppose him on this, how are we going to be perceived by the American people in an election year? Because let's be honest, all 4 executive orders seem very reasonable. And more so, they seem instantly beneficial. Now, do Democrats want to go on record and say that they're against this? Well, what are they offering? Right now, they're not offering anything other than they want to fill their part of the stimulus with pork. For example, Nancy Pelosi has come out on record saying she wants to give $1,200 stimulus checks to illegals. I'm sorry, John, that's not going to fly with independent and moderate voters in the South and Midwest when it comes to that population that Democrats need coming up for November.
Yeah, I want to check in on this TikTok situation, too, with you, Fernando. Now, TikTok is turning around and say they're going to sue the Trump administration. I find that to be a knee slapper because there's no way TikTok wants to get into any type of discovery with the U.S. government on how they share information or servers and stuff with TikTok. I think that the Department of Justice is going to say, get out of here with this thing, and TikTok probably loses in court. What do you think? You think it'll even go that far, or a buyer will just come up for it, or what?
No, you just said it perfectly. The idea that TikTok is going to have to provide discovery should this move forward with litigation. Listen, someone like Attorney General William Barr is not going to just stand by and say, is that what you want to really do? Well, guess what? Once we get discovery here, you're not going to like us publishing these things out there, and more so in a court of law. And John, at the end of the day, the premise behind banning TikTok, again, the military banned it in 2019. The basic premise here is of national security, and I don't think any court in this country, whether it be the Court of Appeals or even if it goes to the highest court, is going to go against the executive branch and say, wait a minute, the executive branch is charged with national security, and that's the basic legal premise here. I'm not an attorney, but I don't think you need a law degree to figure out that in this sense, the government's going to win because it's our best interest in our national security that's at stake, not the interest of a private corporation.
Now, on a personal note, I noticed, because I follow you, of course, on all your social media, I noticed that you were at the beautiful Waterside Restaurante the other night in Jersey City, I believe, doing a little outdoor dining.
Sure.
How is the kind of restaurant business doing in New Jersey with the outdoor dining?
Well, right now, John, whether it's up here in Hudson County where I live, right across from Manhattan, or even restaurants that I know down the shore, I mean, they're doing moderately well. But at the end of the day, Governor Murphy's going to have to make a decision, because indoor dining is really what's going to move this economy for the rest of the summer. And as we know, the summer months aren't going to be here much longer. And once September and October come around, yeah, it gets a little chilly. It's nice to have dinner outside during an autumn evening. But again, a lot of these restaurants, John, are going to go under permanently. We're seeing it in New York City, where restaurants that have been staples in the borough of Manhattan for decades have now gone bankrupt, and they're not returning. The same fate could follow here in New Jersey. And I think that's something to keep an eye on, as we know that the state is still not completely open. And we know that Governor Murphy continues to get a lot of scrutiny, not just with traditional print media, but also via social media.
Yeah, you know, Fernando, interesting thing. I've been trying to support some local businesses here in Staten Island. And a lot of restaurants, you know, when you find the real estate, you want a nice big parking lot so people can park close and it makes it convenient. A lot of restaurants owners that I'm talking to are saying that they actually have more tables using their outside than the restaurant inside. And they're nervous that if they go to 25% inside and they take away their temporary sidewalk cafe licenses, that they may actually go down like double. And a lot of people are hoping that they can keep the outside going into next year, because they're actually finding new ways to utilize their properties.
Absolutely. And even up here, once the weather gets a little chillier during the autumn months, listen, restaurants are very innovative and they can get very creative when it comes to outdoor heating. We see heating stations all over these restaurants. I see it up here in Hudson County, and I've also seen it in parts of Bergen County nearby. Listen, John, at the end of the day, it's really going to be up to these restaurants to be resourceful, because it seems like Governor Murphy here in New Jersey is not going to give them a lot of latitude. And even with that 25% occupancy indoors,
Someone to swab me down with a towel. It's quite hot in here. I've been cranking the AC all weekend, but when it gets hot outside, these windows here with the sun and the natural light, it comes blasting in. And for those of you watching around the country, yes, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today in Staten Island, New York. please, if you're watching on Facebook, drop us a comment, a like, a thumbs up, a thumbs down, whatever you feel. And I see everybody's on there today. Good to have you back. We're going to continue, trying to find a happy medium with these Facebookites, but we were doing just as well on YouTube, and hopefully soon we can start doing both. But we're going to do a lot more right after this. We'll take a quick break and come back with the news of the day and some more crazy conspiracy theories you're not going to believe.